कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस सरकार के साथ काम करने का अभी तक का?
ये आपसे बेहतर कौन जानता होगा?
How do you think is social media a boon or a bane for direct selling now?
So they might not know, the D of direct selling, but they would try and make up stories, cook up stories, and post it on YouTube or the other channels.
What do you think is the best education strategy for the organization?
Education is extremely important. Disseminating that education to the last level is the biggest challenge.
Today we have a lot of options: affiliate, social media marketing platform. So do you think direct selling will be able to fight this challenge off and grow in the same tempo?
Not everybody can be an IAS officer. Not everybody can be an engineer. Likewise, not everybody can be a direct seller.
What is your message for people who are looking for direct selling as a career?
Try direct selling just for the sake of experience, because direct selling involves a lot of life skills.
I think you've nailed it.
साउथ में हमेशा ज्यादा challenges रहे हैं डायरेक्ट सेलिंग के लिए.
हेलो एवरीवन, राहुल सूदन वैल्यू पॉडकास्ट में आपका स्वागत है। आज तक के आपने जितने भी हमारे प्रोग्राम देखे होंगे, जितने भी सेशंस देखे होंगे, वो बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के बारे में होते हैं, जिसमें आपने इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सनैलिटीज को सुना होगा कि किस तरीके से हम डायरेक्ट सेलिंग बिजनेस को आगे लेके जा सकते हैं। एक उस इंपॉर्टेंट चर्चा का पार्ट होता है बैक एंड ऑपरेशंस, जिसके अंदर एक डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कंपनी का पिलर भी कहें तो गलत नहीं होगा। उसके अंदर उसका IT, उसका ऑपरेशन, सप्लाई चेन, लॉजिस्टिक्स, कंप्लायंस सभी कुछ आता है। आज हम जिनसे मिलने जा रहे हैं वो इन सभी चीज़ों के एक्सपर्ट हैं और इज लुकिंग आफ्टर अ वेरी वेरी एक्साइटिंग कंपनी, अ वेरी वेरी एक्साइटिंग डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कंपनी, आई मस्ट से, which we are all looking forward to it. Hello Amrish ji, welcome to Rahul Sudan Value Podcast.
Hello Rahul ji, thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Sir, back-end operation, supply chain, logistics के आप सभी head हैं और आपकी company is probably one of the most exciting company to look forward to in the Indian landscape right now. इन सब की शुरुआत कैसे हुई? आप डायरेक्ट सेलिंग में आए कैसे और कैसे ये इंटरेस्ट बना?
ओके, अगर कंपनी की बात करें तो कंपनी स्टार्टेड इन 2011, राइट, एंड वी आर अबाउट अ 13-year-old कंपनी नाउ। और जहाँ तक मेरी बात है तो माय फर्स्ट स्टिंट विद डायरेक्ट सेलिंग हैपेंड इन 1995 व्हेन आई जॉइंड अ US कंपनी। उन दिनों इसको नेटवर्क मार्केटिंग बहुत ज़्यादा पॉपुलर वर्ड था, तो वहाँ से मैंने शुरुआत करी थी और एज अ वेकेशन जॉब, पॉकेट मनी के लिए। और वेकेशन जॉब कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ फुल टाइम बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर मी, और मैंने 2 साल इसमें बहुत लग के काम किया था। आई स्टेड इन अहमदाबाद एंड सूरत completely on my own, earning from this business and taking not a penny from my family. And that was at the age of 18. So मेरा पहला स्टिंट तो वहीं पे ही शुरू हो गया था। एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट वॉज द लर्निंग्स आई गॉट आउट ऑफ दिस। कैसे इंसान को एक बात करना कैसे आना चाहिए, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है लाइफ में, किसी भी एस्पेक्ट में। सो आई लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग विद पीपल, लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ पीपल मैनेजमेंट, लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ टीम बिल्डिंग, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ बीइंग मेंटली टफ इन एनी सिचुएशन एंड हैविंग अ नेवर से डाई एटीट्यूड। तो उस वक्त ये एक स्टिंट शुरू हुआ था। देन आई परसुएटेड माई ग्रेजुएशन। मैंने उस वक्त फिर छोड़ दिया था इसको क्योंकि पढ़ाई ज़रूरी थी। एंड देन आई गॉट इन टू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड, applying all the learnings that I had during that stint. And as God had it, I got an opportunity with this fantastic organization about 6 years back. And I joined this company because I could relate to the founders, I could relate to the business, I could relate to the people. So here I am and managing almost everything at Asort.
2011 से 2023 इट्स अ वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग जर्नी, और देखा जाए तो डायरेक्ट सेलिंग इंडस्ट्री में सबसे ज़्यादा अपहीवल्स, उतार चढ़ाव, लॉ आना, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होना, ये सब इसी पीरियड में रहे। एंड स्पेसिफिकली कहें तो लास्ट 6 years हैज़ बीन वन ऑफ द मोस्ट टर्मोइल, और लीगली कहें तो सबसे अच्छा पीरियड भी यही रहा। आपकी क्या परसेप्शन है? हाउ इज दिस बिजनेस गोइंग फॉरवर्ड? व्हाट डू यू थिंक वुड बी द वे फॉरवर्ड फॉर द गवर्नमेंट और फॉर द इंडस्ट्री फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 years?
As I said, I joined this company in 2018, about 6 years back. And when I was joining this company, I did some homework on the industry as well, as to where it has progressed, क्या status है अभी, क्या challenges हैं. And I got to know about the guidelines that were issued in 2016. So that gave me a hope, yes, that this industry is moving in the right direction. Because before that, it wasn't regulated at all. Even though the guidelines were just guidelines, that is not regulation. There's no law around it, but still it gave me hope. And luckily in 2020, we saw the light of the day when finally rules were implemented and made a part of the Consumer Protection Act. So at least we have a law in place which can be used as a guiding force to do your business of direct selling. Kyunki you know it, I mean, there are so many companies, big and small, working in their own fashion. Now at least there are rules, there are laws to govern them, and if any company is faltering on those laws, obviously they'll face the music for it. But the best part is that there's a law around it, and that gives us hope that things will improve. Already they've improved quite a bit. It really helped us streamline our processes, streamline our policies and guidelines around the community, around the company, and everything. And that really gave us a big boost.
Great. For most of our subscribers who don't know it, but Amrish ji has been working very, very effectively with a lot of states in terms of policy regulation. Amrish ji, कुछ स्टेट जल्दी काम करते हैं, कुछ स्लो काम करते हैं, and you've been very, very instrumental in working with a lot of states when it comes to policy making and implementation of the law for the states. कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस सरकार के साथ काम करने का अभी तक का?
सर, सरकार के साथ काम करना मुश्किल भी है और आसान भी है। ये आपसे बेहतर कौन जानता होगा, क्योंकि आप भी बहुत क्लोजली काम करते हैं। बट येस, इफ़ यू आर डूइंग बिजनेस इन एन एथिकल मैनर, and if you are if you have the right intentions, then obviously there is everything that government has for you to protect yourself. जहाँ तक स्टेट्स की बात है, क्योंकि द स्टेट्स हैव बीन गिवन फ्रीडम टू implement it in their own fashion. So a lot of states have implemented it. I've closely worked with the UP government. I've worked with the Rajasthan government. I worked closely with you as well in after our discussions that we had. I was a part of the event where the Kerala rules were released, and that was very heartwarming to see, because साउथ में हमेशा ज़्यादा challenges रहे हैं डायरेक्ट सेलिंग को लेके, स्पेशली स्टेट्स लाइक आंध्रा एंड तेलंगाना एंड ऑल दैट. But things are improving. There are political challenges wherein laws are framed by a particular government, but since there are political affiliations, implementation can be a challenge at times. I won't go in detail, but yeah, it has its own challenges, but it has its own aura as well.
Great. I think you have touched the real topic and you have been very candid enough for that thing. Now, with this growth rate coming in and with the law coming in, how do you think the entrepreneurship spirit of the direct sellers, how will that grow? The confidence will come up, and how do you see that converting into the growth of the industry?
See, it's a people's business, right? And sentiments run high in this business. But along with it, there are laws and there are rules that have to be followed. You just can't do the business on sentiments. Motivation is a good factor, but discipline takes you a longer way. So you have to be very, very disciplined in the way you conduct your business, in the way you conduct yourself in front of people, the way you pitch your business, the way you prospect, the way you do your operations as an organization. So all that done, if all these things are in place, it is a very, very bright time to be a part of this industry, because as I said, things are regulated. It's up to us as an industry how we go about implementing those rules and being disciplined about it and not trying to play around with it.
I think being disciplined is the tagline. I think that is very, very important thing that you mentioned on. And now let's look at the discipline part in one very important thing which is the social media these days. Now I'm sure you being a compliance head and you taking care of the entire operations and the entire backend of an organization. How do you think, is social media a boon or a bane for direct selling now? One time you see a message coming onto the social media and every direct seller getting worried about it, and then you think that you will have to counter it up. What do you think? Is it really working in favor, or it's a no policy for you?
Again, both, because so much so that we have an online reputation management team in place, right? Because there would be people who would try to be detrimental to your business for their own interests, because you create a video, you create a negative video, and try and create some fantasy stories around it and post it on YouTube. And you'll start getting great views, great comments. When I say great, I do not mean to say great in content, but great in numbers. And that is what, is driving a few people, because you post such negativity spreads faster. You post a negative video and people tend to share it, watch it more. And that is also a business model for a few people. So they might not know, the D of direct selling, but they would try and make up stories, cook up stories, and post it on YouTube or the other channels, and trying to earn out of it. So that's wrong. And that is something which is very challenging. But as an organization, we've tried to work around it. We've tried to educate our own people. It's all about educating your own people so that they do not get swayed away with negative information. So we have our own ways of dealing with it internally and externally both, and we monitor it and then take our actions accordingly.
Education, I think that's a very key point that you've touched in. So in terms of the education system that runs in the organizations these days, so there are two kind of education system. One is company owned and probably company operated. And then there are leadership owned but given by company, and probably leadership owned and leadership operated. Being a back-end person, so we do get a feedback from the marketing heads or the CMOs of the organization, but being on the back end of this chair and managing from the back-end side, what do you think is the best education strategy for the organization?
I'm sure you must have heard about the game Chinese Whisper.
Yeah.
The organizations, including ours, creates fantastic training content, right? Which is to be delivered to, the prospects, the community members. And we have our own in-house training team as well. But they cannot be training everyone individually. So we have leaders for that. Now, when the leaders start doing that training and then further down more leaders do those trainings, the content does get, contaminated. So that's a big challenge, because we might want to communicate something, but it gets, molded in a different fashion when it really goes down the ladder. And that's a challenge that we face, that if we communicate the customer care email ID or the customer care number through our training content, it's very rare that it goes down to the ladder and people are still not aware about that they can contact the customer care number or the customer care team through email and have their queries resolved. They would still be calling up a leader, they would still be calling up a sales manager of that area. So education is extremely important, and disseminating that education to the last level is the biggest challenge.
True. So the challenge lies in the distribution of that information.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I know you've been a very, very pre-approval of a strategy where you think that direct selling could be the way forward for our economy, and it can contribute very, very in a very large numbers for this economy. But today's generation, if you look at the people who are the alphas and the Gen Zs and the millennials, today they have a lot of options in terms of affiliate, maybe a social media marketing platforms, maybe doing a TikTok videos and all. How do you think direct selling would fight with these people? It's an opportunity for these people. So I'll give you a perspective. 23 years back, when I passed out from engineering and did everything, for us, earning 1 lakh rupee was a big thing. So for us, direct selling was probably the only option. Now, youngsters have a lot of options these days. So do you think direct selling will be able to fight this challenge off and grow in the same tempo that you think?
See, as the country is evolving and the economy is also evolving, right? When I say both are evolving in their own fashion, there are new industries, new businesses, new job roles coming up every day. Likewise, there are new people joining the direct selling industry as well. I've always said this: it's all about your own fitment, right? Not everybody can be an IAS officer. Not everybody can be an engineer. Likewise, not everybody can be a direct seller. Let me be very candid about it. If you really are passionate about meeting people, about networking with people, meeting new people, networking with people, and making it a business, then it's for you. Because yes, products are there. Products are the medium to do this business, and products are play an extremely important part. So in a way, you also have to be a good salesperson, not only a networking person. Because if you're not good in product sales, you will never be a good networker. So if you have these qualities in you, and as young people, they are more outgoing. I mean, we were so shy in our days. We just didn't know how to talk to a stranger. And these days, the Gen Zs and this young generation, they do not have an ounce of any shyness in them. So I think it is for everyone. And if you have that passion of meeting new people, of doing sales, product sales, then I think why not?
Excellent thought, Amrish ji. One of the taglines that keep coming across from your organization is, changing the face of the industry. Could you put some light on it? What does it exactly mean?
Thank you so much for this opportunity, for putting light on it. Because yes, you introduced us as a direct selling company, but if you go to our website, we are the first co-commerce company of this country. And when I say co-commerce, what we mean is uh, we have a community in place, right? Every direct selling has a community in place, and every direct selling company has a set system, right, of earning business, of set number of products, set type of products, right? We want to break that ceiling, wherein we want our community to avail all sorts of services under one platform. So we want to create a system where even if you have to, if you have a need to go to a salon, it should be that service could be catered through the Asort website or through the Asort platform itself. You don't need to go outside that platform for anything. So that's a community-based commerce that we are striving to achieve, and we have very aggressive plans to achieve this, because we do not want to just to be known as a direct selling company. That's our bread and butter, and that's our core business. But we really want our community members, to have a bigger paradigm in terms of the services that they can offer to their customers, to their prospects, or they can offer to themselves or to their family members. So that's the idea behind the co-commerce model that we're talking about.
Exciting word. I think it's a very new word to, co-commerce. You've heard about e-commerce, you've heard B2C commerce, but co-commerce, I think it's a very, very new word for maybe for a lot of people right now. But I'm sure it must be as exciting as your organizations have always done very, very exciting things in the market. One last question, Amrish ji. What is your message for people who are looking for direct selling as a career?
See, if you're looking for direct selling as a career, I was talking to someone a few days back, and everybody knows that Israel has a rule wherein every citizen of the country has to go to the army, serve the army or the armed forces for a stipulated period of time, 3 months, 6 months. My suggestion to every parent and to every young person would be to try direct selling just for the sake of experience, just to learn a few things about life, because direct selling involves a lot of life skills. When I say life skills, I mean, you that never say die attitude, that mental toughness, uh, that perseverance that you have to be a direct seller, to shed your ego and do what it takes to achieve what you want to achieve, to think big in life. A direct seller thinks big in life. Anyone who's a direct seller would not be thinking small. So, according to me, I'll come to your question, but according to me, every individual at some stage in life, they should undergo a direct selling training, undergo a direct selling experience with a good company like ours, or there are others as well, and then look at it whether it actually clicks to them as a career or not. But you should definitely try it once. And as a career, obviously, I mean, there are so many people around who are very qualified. I'm not talking about passionate people who've started their journey really early, but I'm also talking about people who've done corporate jobs and are really, really qualified in their own fields. They take up direct selling as a career. So it's always a career option that you can have. Age is no bar, there is no qualification required. You just need to have that passion and that, will to succeed. And I think it's a career for everyone.
I think you've nailed it. फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपने अमरीश जी की लास्ट लाइन सुनी हो कि सबको डायरेक्ट सेलिंग ट्राई करनी चाहिए। इट इज़ लाइक ट्राइंग कि आप आर्मी में जाएं तो आपको हर एक को आर्मी 6 महीने के लिए 2 साल के लिए करनी चाहिए, उसी तरीके से आपको डायरेक्ट सेलिंग करनी चाहिए। इस लाइन के साथ और इस मैसेज के साथ वी कम टू एन एंड ऑफ अ शो। कीप वॉचिंग राहुल सूदन वैल्यू पॉडकास्ट। अमरीश जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका शो में आने के लिए।
Thank you so much, Rahul ji, once again for having me here and allowing me to share my thoughts. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Keep watching Rahul Sudan Value Podcast. Thank you so much. Goodbye.